takes on may reveal whether or not the experiment has been a resounding success or...
And in the days of these kings, these 10 kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom on which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to...
Public. Download free. That's friends without the R. Best fiends. Hi, I'm Jane King, and thank you for watching. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies. We bring you the innovators behind the companies making the headlines in that space. Some are sponsored, some are invited. All are curated and focused on telling you, the viewers, their story. Here we go. SmartKey is a project that recently disrupted the blockchain space. It is a second-generation blockchain, the missing part of the puzzle that connects the world of decentralized finance, DeFi, and blockchain to the world of physical assets. Now, they're first working on a platform that allows people to combine physical values and assets, the blockchain of things, with DeFi project operating on the Ethereum and the Waves blockchain. So with me to explain more about this is Szymon Fiedorowicz, the CEO of SmartKey, also Marta Zarosa, the Chief Marketing Officer, and Fiona Chow with Public Relations. So welcome, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. So let's just start with, and I've done a lot of blockchain interviews, but there's a couple of things here that I've never heard of before. So, Szymon, let's start with just tell us about the SmartKey project. What is it that you're doing?
SmartKey project is some sort of technology, and I could say is a standard, communication standard between two worlds, physical one and virtual one. Because we have blockchain industry, blockchain revolution, and we figure out how to connect these two worlds using SmartKey connector. We call this missing puzzle of those two worlds. And we figure out how to do it to make real value to the blockchain space and then the physical space, physical businesses also.
What are the use cases? Like, how can somebody actually use this in their real world lives? Marta, do you want to take that?
I can answer this question, yeah. So basically, SmartKey is one of not so many technologies, I would say one of the very, very few technologies that can be implemented in the real world already. And what's more, we already did it. So we were able to connect emergency services here in Poland to blockchain technology and a dedicated application that can open any door to help emergency services to enter very difficult achievable spaces. So it's like, especially in COVID time, you know, when you have to get to the person quickly, it's very, very important to be there on time. So it's super useful right now for emergency services here in Poland, and you know the region with over 1.5 million people already uses that.
Okay, interesting.
So this is our first implementation that already works. And this is how media knew more about this project, because it was really, it was mentioned in many different media, right?
Okay. And I think you've talked about this a little bit, but maybe we can clarify it too. Your plans for 2021, sounds like you're growing very quickly. What are some of the things you'd like to achieve this year? Shimon, do you want to take that over?
Our main goal in next year in financial state, in financial side, it will be reach almost. We think we have lots of analysis about possible growth of our project, because we already cooperate with big exchanges, crypto exchanges. The first little goal is to be on the one of the top 5 crypto exchange in this year. I think it will be at the end of the first quarter. And the second goal is to reach evaluation and the coin value about 2.3 up to $3.5 per coin. It's our goal to reach at the end of the year 2021. And at the technology stage, we want to release 2 applications for community. One for private usage, easily to adopt to sharing your private keys to your door cards and maybe office. And for corporate usage to build whole business ecosystem. Mm-hmm. And this is for technology. And I think we will announce 1 or 2 very big partnership that you will understand that this time it will be biggest implementation of blockchain in the world. But I can't tell you now about it. We will announce about this partnership because we are already connecting our solution to their IT system. And we will announce about it when it will be ready and officially you can buy it on the market.
Thank you so much, Sharon and Marta and Fiona, for joining me today. And I can't wait to talk to you again at the end of the first quarter, and we'll kind of see where you're at as we get the new year underway.
For sure.
Thank you. Bye.
Paypolitan is a fintech company that is really taking advantage of some of the big trends that we're seeing both in finance and in technology. And with me is the founder of Paypolitan, Nils Thorant-Ortiz. And welcome, Nils. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Jane, for inviting me.
So interesting that your background is a lawyer, but you somehow got involved in blockchain. So explain how all that happened.
Well, actually, I popped into blockchain by accident. That was back in January 2012, almost 9 years ago. My associate at that time, we had a venture. It was a bit like a French Craigslist. He said, "Hey, Niels, we have to buy Bitcoin." And I said, "Bit what?" And I never heard about Bitcoin in January 2012. I said, "Yeah, I have a seat. I explain it to you." He explained it to me. And I told him, "I'm sorry, but that sounds a bit shady to me. I didn't get it really. So I have $50 here. I pay you lunch." My associate at that time, he took the $50 and bought Bitcoin. That was what BTC was $6 at that time, which he sold in November 17. So he made a very nice return investment.
Oh yeah, that was when we hit our last record high. It was late 2017.
At least we had a good lunch on my expenses, and it stayed on my mind. So I kept an eye on that, and then over the years, I own a telecommunications operator in France that is doing micropayments, so premium rate numbers and SMS for TV channels. And I'm pretty much involved with payment solutions for those customers. And then I had a closer look later at blockchain technology. And then I finally found out the margins with payment solutions are decreasing. You make less and less money because others, they wanna have more profit. And then I understood that with blockchain, as it is decentralized, you cut out all those intermediaries who grab a part of the cake. So, and then was born the idea of Paypolitan.
Now, would you say this is a B2C, like a business to consumer, or a business to business play, or both?
So we have two approaches. Of course, the product itself, it's B2C. So it's for the end customer, for the consumer. Then we have a second part for the merchant, because when you say payment, the merchant could also receive the direct payments instead of his bank or with a credit card terminal. And last but not least, we focus on white label solutions. So initially, this idea was born. I work in the mobile sector for almost 20 years. We have been approached by a mobile carrier. All the mobile carriers, in times of decreasing revenue, are looking for new sources of revenue. The ARPU, that means the average revenue in Europe for a mobile carrier per customer, is only $15. So that is basically what they generate every month with a mobile customer, and it's declining. Before, the operators made money on minutes. Right now, we have flat rates. So we have like a package wherever you pay like $10, $12, and you have unlimited minutes in there. SMS disappeared. I personally use WhatsApp. I don't even remember when I sent my last SMS. Yeah, my mom is still using SMS because she doesn't have WhatsApp.
I use WhatsApp too. I actually have a bunch of different things depending on who I'm talking to.
So that disappeared also as a source of revenue. So the only thing that remained is data. And if we take back my example at the beginning of Apple Pay, when you use Apple Pay, who is getting the commission fee from the merchant? Apple.
Sure, Apple has worked that out.
Apple does.
Yes,
So
of
the
course.
mobile carriers are simply a data transporter. They simply transport the data from A to B, and that's it.
Okay.
So basically, per customer, they may maybe $1 or $2 a month. That is very little.
Yeah.
So with our solution as a white label solution, we hand over. We keep a little fraction for us, but the main part of the commission fee is going into the pocket of the mobile carrier. So we are generating a new source of revenue, and at least over here in Europe, all the mobile carriers, the big ones, are looking for new solutions, and they're all looking into mobile banking.
I tell you, it's a very interesting time to be a participant and an observer in this industry, because it just feels like it's exciting and there's a lot of potential. So thank you so much, Nils, for joining us. I look forward to getting updates.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome back. NativeCoin has reached another partnership, and with me is the COO, Jeff Johnson. And also, we've got the X Markets Exchange Chief Financial Officer, Michael Corkery, who's going to explain a little bit more about this. But Jeff, let's start with you, because we talked, I don't know, a month or so ago, and you talked about how 2021 was going to be a big year for partnerships for NativeCoin, and here we are announcing one just in the first week or so. So do you want to tell us about that?
Sure. Well, it's nice to see you again, Jane, and thanks for inviting us back to the NASDAQ. We appreciate it. So NativeCoin is a sovereign digital currency that will connect the $100 billion Native American infrastructure to people all across the world. And for the first time in history, the outside investor, can reach that multi-billion-dollar revenue that's already happening today. And so X Markets kind of jumpstarts that opportunity for the native coin community to get involved and check out our project. And so I brought their CFO on today to kind of talk about what that looks like for NativeCoin and from their perspective.
Okay, so let's bring in Michael. And Michael, if you could tell us about X Markets, what it is, what are you doing, why NativeCoin?
Well, Jane, thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be on the NASDAQ. X Markets is a centralized crypto exchange. We focus on bringing in projects like Jeff's that we feel have a real impact on our community and that we think that have good business models and have good possibilities for growth in the future. And so we were started in 2018 and we service a lot of the European American markets. We have a lot of clientele and users in Southeast Asia. And we also have a Southeast Asian exchange coin margin. And so what we've been doing is offering some dual listing for projects that we feel would really sort of inspire our community, and we feel that a lot of value to the users on our platform.
So I want to get both of your thoughts on this, and just since you're both in the blockchain kind of crypto space, I mean, what do you think, where is this going? I mean, is this going to be a pivotal year, you think, for this? What do we expect in 2021? Michael, do you want to go first?
Sure, I absolutely think so. I think that, you know, a couple of years ago when it was reaching, you know, 16, 17, 18,000, everyone was, you know, mad for Bitcoin, but I think then the correction really scared a lot of people off, and now to see this surge again is going to get a lot more eyes back on Bitcoin. I think there's a lot of, you know, with COVID and a lot of uncertainty in the market, it's going to make some of the other capital markets and some of the other asset classes less desirable, and I think you're seeing people that are now looking and they trust Bitcoin more, they trust crypto, they better understand it. With a lot of the new blockchains that are out there, there's more uses for it, and I think it's going to be something that will continue quite on. So we're still quite bullish.
Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, we're looking, the market that we're trying to reach is people that have looked at cryptocurrency before, maybe owned Bitcoin, missed the opportunity, or looking for something new. They're excited about crypto, they're looking at the digital age, and that's where they find NativeCoin, and we're providing that sovereign digital dollar right here and globally.
Okay, Jeff, final question. How can somebody find out about NativeCoin? How can they buy NativeCoin? Where would you send them?
Sure. So one last thing I wanted to say about NativeCoin is just like Microsoft provided the operating system that powers your computer today, we see NativeCoin as providing the individual who owns it their own digital sovereign currency in the multi-billion-dollar Native American economy. And so what that means for people is that the sovereign lands that have been here now offering up their own digital currency to people all over the world. And for us, we look at that as monumental. For the first time in history, it connects people from all over the world to the sovereign lands. Where can you get it? You can get it at native-coin.com. All the information's there. And yeah, thanks for having us back on today. I really appreciate it.
Well, and an interesting point, too, about connecting people all over the world with native businesses in the U.S. So I hadn't thought about that, but that's really interesting. So, well, thank you so much, Michael and Jeff, for joining us. I'm sure we will talk again soon.
Thanks, Jane. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Pawtocol is a global online community of pet lovers that is disrupting the pet industry using blockchain technology while also monetizing data about pets. So with me to explain more about Pawtocol and what actually the company is doing is the CEO and founder, Kareem Khuzani. So good to have you here, Kareem.
Thanks for having me, Jane.
So tell me, how did you get started in the pet industry?
Well, I'm a pet parent first. You know, every time I used to go to the supermarket or buy the pet treats or food online or supermarket, I always have to read the label 3-4 times and think about, are they saying the truth or not? Especially knowing our pet, our pets do not speak, so someone has to do that vetting job for them. And especially when you hear on TV that there's massive recalls, food contaminated, pets are getting sick, some of them even died, heartbreaking stuff. So I wanted to see if there is a solution to it. And knowing, as you know, I'm a pet parent, so around 2016, a friend of mine told me you should perhaps look at the new technology called blockchain. I took a quick look at it. I was like, wow, this is a groundbreaking technology. It solves for trust, and that's what the problem is in the pet industry. So I went down the blockchain rabbit hole, as they say, and fell in love, and I combined two passions in one: blockchain and my being a pet parent, and Pawtocol was born.
Awesome. Okay, so explain to me how it works then. And you've got a product, the blockchain dog tag. So explain how the whole thing works. How do you use blockchain for pet lovers?
Okay, so let's start with how Pawtocol is. What is Pawtocol? Pawtocol is made out of two words: paw and protocol. What we're trying to convey or accomplish here is show that in order for us to solve this massive trust problem, we need to solve it at the protocol level, at the ground level. And PAW and protocol created the Pawtocol, the protocol that solves for trust in the pet industry. The traditional pet industry is dead as we all know it. Transparency is not there. And we said, hey, let's create this trust protocol so we can have anybody that wants to be transparent enough and serve this rising community of pet parents that are looking for truth and quality products, this would be the place for them to transact. At the same time, we are deeply committed to the ESG standards, environmental, social governance. You could say that we are the first people that will embed that on the blockchain and serve it as a tool for any ethical consumer or a brand or a company that is willing to serve this rising ethical consumer base. So Pawtocol is an ecosystem made out of communities, not companies. So we're turning the entire pet industry into a community where pet parents get to call the shots, equipped with a computer code that solves for trust.
Well, I think that alone sets you apart from some of the biggies, is having the transparency. Okay, so how does somebody find out more about Pawtocol, and anything else you want to add about the company?
Yes. Before we go to where to find us, I'd like to dedicate my deepest thank yous to the amazing human beings that do animal rescue. Without them, the word pet parenting wouldn't be called. It would still be called pet ownership. We are serving them. We are dedicating all our efforts to make their life easier. And Pawtocol system has a lot of tools for them to have their animal rescue in a gamified and fun way. And we want the American people and the world to support these amazing people. And we are there telling them, hey, we are here to support you. If you guys need any help and any add-ons to the system that can make your life easier, please come to Pawtocol.com. You can pre-register there as a pet parent or as an animal rescue, as a company that wants to serve ethical parents. And follow us on Twitter and Telegram. The information is below our website. And hope you guys, hope we'll see everyone soon.
Well, and I know a lot of people adopted pets during the pandemic. So that was a huge thing. So, there's a lot more people out there that are pet parents now than there were a year ago. So thank you so much, Kareem, for joining us. Very interesting. Best of luck. And I look forward to getting an update in the next few months.
Thanks for having me, Jane.
Welcome back. Aurus is a UK-based fintech company that offers a tokenization solution to traditional gold. So let's find out a little bit more about it. We've got Jason Toussaint, an advisor to Aurus, with us today, and also Guido Fenstein, managing director and CEO. So Guido, let's start with you. Just can you remind the viewers about Aurus and the tokenization and just how the company works?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Jane. Aurus provides tokenization as a service that enables traditional gold market participants to autonomously tokenize their gold into AWG. That's the ticker of the Aurus Gold token. Each AWG token is collateralized and redeemable for 1 gram of physical gold and is traceable to the single bar and vault it was minted from. Aurus bridges here the gap between the traditional gold market and the crypto world, where the uniqueness lies in the structure of its ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. So Jason, tell me a little bit about your experience in the gold industry and then why you came on board with Aurus and how does this compare to other forms of ownership of gold, ETFs and stocks and all the different ways you can have exposure to gold?
Yeah, great question. So I got involved first in the gold industry back in 2009 when I was at the World Gold Council. I was global head of investment and CEO of Spider Gold Shares, GLD. Obviously a very large gold ETF. And the thing that drew me to the company is really Guido and the team are at the forefront of combining the best of breed technology in the blockchain space, as well as bringing their full background and understanding of how the gold market operates to bring something of value to end investors.
Okay, so now Guido, let's talk about the second coin then, Rscoin. Explain that and how does that fit into everything?
Well, for the self-sustaining ecosystem to exist, we have circulated a second hybrid utility token called Rscoin. The ticker is AWX. It has a total supply of 30 million tokens, so it's quite limited, and it derives the transactional fees of the products we bring to the market. So at this moment, Aurus Gold and also our future products. And I can already tell that we are in the final process of launching silver and platinum-based tokens. And also this month will our new app be updated for cold accumulation, and in Q1, even payment terminals that will be distributed globally. AWX offers therefore investors the opportunity to buy into this growth of Aurus and its technology, because these tokens derive 70% of the revenue generated by our products, our tokens, so transactional revenue, minting fees, etc. So for the first time, also the participants in the market can generate a passive income stream, actually on bullion, and also on bullion they are selling.
How can viewers invest in Aurus?
Well, there are multiple ways to invest in our tokens, because it's an ecosystem. We right now regions in the world, so we already have global liquidity. If you want to see how you can get into AWG or AWX via Bitcoin, euros, GBP, pounds, US dollars, on our website, rs.io, we have a whole overview of the exchanges the tokens are listed on, the distributors, the gold providers that sell it, the vaults that already are in the ecosystem globally, and the payment services that are used. So we have an overview on our website where this can be found, and also all information about what Jay said, redemption of the gold, which is possible from the file providers and vaults, and where it can be bought in your own local currency. So I would say go to the website and find out.
Okay, and that is rs.io, correct?
Rs.io.
Okay, yes. Very good. Thank you so much, Guido and Jason, for joining us and for the update. And great to see you. Look forward to hearing more next year.
Thanks, James. Thank you. See you soon. Ciao.
Closed captioning brought to you by MagnaLife Leg and Back Pain Relief for pain-related symptoms of sciatica.
Tired of pain radiating down your leg and lower back? Get relief, finally, with MagnaLife leg and back pain relief, and get living.
Available at your local retailer.
Connections to the Kennedy family, an affair with Marilyn Monroe. Now, incredible evidence of mobster Sam Giancana delivering 3 states for JFK's election and his potential role in Marilyn's death on Newsmax TV.
I'm Susan, and I'm 52, and I live in San Francisco, California. I have been a sales and sales management professional my whole career.